Welcome back everyone, and for those who are watching my video for the first time, just welcome. In today's video, I'm going to be talking about the governance of Iran with a particular emphasis on the supreme leader. Off the bat, there are two things that I want to make crystal clear. Firstly, the position is called Rahbar, and the term supreme leader is one that is Western given. And secondly, Khamenei and Khomeini are two different people. Repeat after me. Khamenei, Khomeini. Khamenei, Khomeini. Sadiq, Siddiqui. Sadiq, Siddiqui. Now that we have that cleared up, to understand the current form of Iran's government, we need to go back to two particular years in its history. 1959 and then to 1979.
One of his rare appearances, Mohammad Mossadegh, Premier of Iran, meets the press to reaffirm his government's unwillingness to arbitrate with Britain over nationalizing the Anglo-Iranian Oil Company. With chances of a settlement fading, the West's best hope is that this sickly man, in whose frail hands may lie the key to peace, is as anti-Russian as he is anti-British.
Now, the Premier Mohammad Mossadegh was a very revered leader, and he won the elections by promising the people of the country that Iran's oil will be nationalized and foreign interests in the oil will be eliminated. That countries who are controlling or influencing will be told to go back. Now, this did not sit well with many countries, especially Britain, and they turned to US for help. So in 1953, the CIA organized a coup to overthrow Mohammad Mossadegh and bring in a more give the oil to someone else sort of person, Mohammad Raza Pahlavi, the last Shah of Iran.
We don't do that here.
That was the beginning of a 25-year-long authoritarian and dictatorial regime.
Shah and his empress left shortly before midday. The empire he had hoped to build had been shattered by a year of violence.
Under the leadership and guidance of Ayatollah Ruhollah Khomeini, the Iranian Revolution was a success. After two referendums were passed, Iran became an Islamic republic with a combination of a theocratic constitution. Ayatollah Ruhollah Khomeini became the first supreme leader and was succeeded by Ayatollah Ali Khamenei. That brings us to the current form of the Iranian government. Theocracy with a combination of presidential democracy, clerical authority with popular sovereignty, modern concepts of governance with Ayatollah Khomeini's notion of Vilayat-e-Faqih, the jurist's guardianship. The supreme leader is the highest ranked religious and political head in this form of governance, and contrary to belief and Wikipedia, is not self-appointed. There are three important questions that need to be answered. 1. How is the supreme leader elected? 2. What are the responsibilities of the supreme leader? And
why is Gomorrah?
I'll answer the first two, and you can give me the answer of the third in the comment section below. The supreme leader is appointed by the Majlis-e-Khobragan, also known as the Assembly of Experts. This assembly is an 88-member body of Islamic jurists elected directly by popular vote every 8 years. The mandate of this assembly is to monitor, appoint, and even if deemed appropriate, dismiss the supreme leader. The qualification required to run for candidacy for this post is a master's degree in jurisprudence. The supreme leader's authority comes from the constitution itself. He is the head of state and the commander-in-chief. I'm going to break his role into two: functions and responsibility. The supreme leader appoints the commander of the armed forces, the director of the National Radio and Television Network, the heads of major religious foundations, the prayer leaders in city mosques, and the members of the National Security Councils dealing with defense and foreign affairs. He also appoints the chief judge, the chief prosecutor, special tribunals, and with the help of the chief judge, 12 jurists of the Guardians Council. The supreme leader has immense powers, and
with great power comes great responsibility.
The supreme leader of Iran outlines the general policies of the country and is credited for its foreign policies as well. He has direct or indirect control over major institutions of the country. Furthermore, he is vocally against the United States of America and Israel and has voiced his support for the country of Palestine. Yes, it is still a country no matter what Google Maps or Apple Maps say. When it comes to wartime, the Supreme Leader is responsible for the declaration of war and the mobilization of the armed forces. He also assumes supreme command over armed forces like the Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps. Qasim Soleimani was the Major General of this particular corps. Repeat after me. Terrorist, Major General. Terrorist, Major General. Guys, that was my attempt to briefly explain the functioning of the Iranian government and the role of the Supreme Leader within it. Ayatollah Khamenei has received many allegations and many criticism from foreign governments about his domestic and international policies. If you want me to do more videos about the history of Iran or the life of the Supreme Leader himself, please let me know in the comments below.